Hello and welcome to the Thomas Miller Show. My name is Thomas Miller. Thank you for joining me here yet again for another podcast. I do appreciate it. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter as well as my YouTube channel. The YouTube is the Thomas Miller Show, and Twitter at TM Show on Twitter. If you're listening to this via YouTube, thank you so much, but you can go over to my Podbean and you can just listen to the podcast. Listen to them on the way to work, on the way home from work, while you're on a long trip. Get caught up on past episodes, but yes, you can do that there. If you like what you hear and you want to support the show, which I highly do appreciate, you can do that. Just, you can go to Venmo at NP Media. That's Venmo at NP Media. All right, so let's get into today's episode. And this episode is triggered by yet another celebrity who has died suddenly. And so we're going to start off today's show with this story. Lisa Marie Presley's cause of death deferred by LA coroner. So I didn't even know she passed away because I don't watch mainstream television that much. And I was coming across some, I was reading all over the news wires to get some content for the show today because there's just so much going on. And then I came across this. And according to KTLA 5 on their webpage, on their news article, it says the cause of Lisa Marie Presley's death has not been revealed by the coroner. According to the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner coroner, Presley's case status has been deemed as deferred pending additional investigation, which is actually weird. Deferred means that after an autopsy, a cause of death has not been determined and the medical examiner is requesting more investigation into the death, including additional studies. This is according to the spokesperson with LA County Department of Medical Examiner coroner explained. Once the test studies come back, the doctor evaluates the case again and makes the cause of death determination. Presley was examined by the office on January 14th. The only child of Elvis Presley died January 12th at 54 years old after being hospitalized for a medical emergency. Sources told TMZ that a housekeeper found Presley suffering from cardiac arrest inside her bedroom in Calabasas that morning. And after reading that, it just made me really think about a lot of stuff that's going on in the news. And of course, there was a documentary that was entitled, I believe it was entitled, Died Suddenly. And it started going into depth about the C-19 vaccines and boosters. And they might have a correlation with people suddenly dying. Now, I saw the documentary and I was alarmed. I, for one, myself, have not taken the solution, but I know a lot of people that have. One of the reasons that I didn't take the solution is because, honestly, I didn't trust what was going into that solution. I didn't trust that something so fast could be manufactured to stop a virus that we really didn't know a lot about. So there was a lot of unknowns, and that just made my spidey sense go up. And I said, you know what, I'm not doing this because I don't know what's going on. And we're still learning about this virus. In fact, we're still learning about it to this day. So circa 2020, when everything was shut down and things were happening so fast, like honestly, there wasn't a time to think. Let's shut it down to slow the spread. Then that became longer. Then it became, okay, we're coming out with this solution. The C-19 is doing this. Now it's evolved. Don't go here. 6 feet. It got really bad. And the thing was, we were learning as we were going about this. So to come out with a solution for the C-19, and that wasn't tested. And then the misinformation. I laugh because I just love that term. But the misinformation coming from both sides was proof to me that, okay, we don't know what's going on here. Let's slow down. Let's take a breath. One of the rules that you have always been taught is don't panic. If there's a fire, if there's an emergency, if there's I was raised in Oklahoma, if there was a tornado, don't panic. Stay calm. Because it gives you a chance to regroup and find out what's going on. There's very few instances to where you have to think that fast. Most of the time, if you just settle down, calm down, you can figure out a better plan. This is not what we did. Everything was like right now. We're doing this right now. And so, again, going back to Lisa Marie Presley, when you read this article, you start to go over in your mind, wow, my man from Buffalo on the field. The many male children that have passed away because of the C-19 from cardiac arrest. Blood clots from the C-19. Adverse reactions from the C-19. Okay, we got to take a moment. We got to really think about this. So, about a month ago, I really like this guy. I like his policies. I don't know him personally, but I like his policies. Ron Desantis calls out C-19 solutions and their makers. I'm going to play a little bit of that video of Ron DeSantis saying, hey, you know what? We need more studies in this. Let's play a little bit of that audio, and then we'll come back, and then we'll talk about it more.
Governor Ron DeSantis looking to the state Supreme Court to take action against pharmaceutical companies, specifically those who make COVID vaccines like Pfizer and Moderna.
And his argument is the COVID-19 vaccines cause life-altering side effects, and he wants the state to dig into the data. Our Vanessa Ariza is breaking down what this means.
In a roundtable discussion held in West Palm Beach earlier today, Governor Ron DeSantis brought together a panel of experts, both in the education.
And I just stopped for a second because this was a month ago, so it's relevant. But even a month ago, he knew something was not right.
And medical community. But what may have stood out the most in today's discussion are the two vaxxers who say, given the option to get the shot again, they wouldn't.
From that date on, my life has been turned upside down. I immediately got ill. I was experiencing stroke-like symptoms.
I woke up the next morning. I was in terrible pain. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me.
This is Steve Ordonia and Michelle Utter. They were among the group of educators and medical professionals in Tuesday's roundtable with Governor Ron DeSantis. After receiving doses of the vaccine, they say their bodies reacted, disrupting their daily lives from that day forward. It's stories like these that has Governor DeSantis seeking legal action from the state Supreme Court. He is asking them to impanel a grand jury to investigate any wrongdoing involving COVID-19 vaccinations, specifically the mRNA vaccine makers. In addition, he's creating a new committee to fuel information.
In Florida, we're creating what we're calling the Public Health Integrity Committee. It's a committee of expert researchers that will be able to assess recommendations and guidance related to public health and healthcare, but particularly being able to offer critical assessments of things that bureaucracies like the FDA, CDC, and NIH are doing.
A topic on the table, COVID vaccinations and myocarditis. That's inflammation of the heart. Florida Surgeon General Dr. Joe Ladapo creating a study to look into the connection and possible related deaths.
Okay, see, let's stop right there for a moment. So, even then, and I know this news report is based on 2 vaxxers who got the solution. However, we're talking about a governor, so he probably started this not only because of his own, let me think about this, but there's probably been a flood of letters come across the governor's desk saying, hey, something is wrong here. I took this. I'm feeling this way. My family took this. They're feeling this way. My friends took this and something's not off. I lost some friends. I lost some family. What is going on? I'm writing you, governor, or contacting you, governor, because there's something not right here. And when you do things, when you rush things, it's usually not the best. It's kind of like the first generation of a gaming system. You never get the first generation because that's not the most reliable generation. You always want to get like the third, fourth, and then going on, but never the first generation. Nobody ever eats the first pancake out of the pan because usually that's the worst pancake. It's either burnt, it's not brown enough, looks kind of sickly. Some people pull it out of the pan too early, and I've had cases to where the batter has started running out of the middle. You never get the first pancake. So just by default, something's not right here. And when you don't test things, you don't take adequate studies, you're going to miss something. And this was pushed out of fear. Absolute fear. We got this C-19 going on. It's running rampant. No one knows what's going on except the powers that be. But I digress. I don't want to digress. I don't want to go off. So bring it back, Thomas. Bring it back. Bring it back to what we're talking about today. But it was rushed. We didn't take a moment. We didn't huddle up and come up with a plan. We rushed this thing. And so Ron Desantis is like, he's like me. Let me think about this thing. This is not good. We're pushing it out there and we're literally making people get this, making promises. And we don't know. You had promises from the makers of it, public figures. You know who they are. I don't even need to name them by names. If you want to go online and you want to fact check me, just go and pull up any. Type in, can you get C-19 if you take the solution? I'm using code words, but you know what I'm talking about. And you'll go back to that period of time and you will see countless videos. You cannot contract C-19 if you take the solution. Not only will you not contract the C19, you will not pass it on. And if you don't get the C19, you are evil. You are, in Hillary's words, she didn't use this for this this craziness going on, but you could insert deplorable, pariah, uncaring, reckless, selfish, misinformed, person with cooties, if you didn't get the solution. So I like that a month ago, Ron Desantis was calling for this. Like, what is going on here? Let's get an actual panel. We're now a couple of years past this. Let's start doing the studies. Because we have people dropping with blood clots, myocarditis, inflammation of the heart. And people are dropping. In fact, the CDC just a couple of days ago said, hey, with the Pfizer solution, there might be some risk here. And then maybe 24 hours, less than 36, they came back and said, no. We looked at all the data. There's nothing to see here. So you mean you said, okay, there could be some possible risk here. And then a day later, you know what? My bad. Go out and get another solution enhancement. Go out and get your enhancements, people. That was our bad. It's perfectly safe. I still think, me personally, there needs to be years and years of studies. This is not going away. This will be with us for years. People are going to look back at this time and say, what in the F was going on? Because we're still feeling the effects of it right now. To this day. Let's play a little bit more of the Ron Desantis video.
Know that there's been a lot of faith destroyed in public health, and I think that it's important that we have folks who people actually can rely on when they're looking to answers and when they're looking for guidance on some of these really, really important issues.
We brought that concern to USF professor Dr. Michael Tang, who doesn't deny side effects and the vaccine, but says they are rare.
There are known reactions to the vaccines. We know that, for example, there is an elevated risk of myocarditis with the mRNA vaccines.
Okay, so, and I'm going to link to this video in the description. And when you see this guy's face, you know how when you could tell somebody's lying? You know, I'm not a lie expert. And I'm not even going to say he's lying. I'm going to pull that back. What I am going to say is he's not telling us everything. There's something else here. Because when you watch the video, he's looking off. He's kind of stuttering a little bit nervous. Like, okay, I don't want to say too much, you know, but there are some concerns. But I don't want to tell you all the concerns. I'm just going to tell you that there might be.
In younger males, which also happen to be the population that's at risk for myocarditis in the first place.
Dr. Tang.
Okay, so right here he says there's a chance for young males there is a chance for myocarditis. However, in young males, there's even more of a chance. But they were already at risk before. What? No, they were already at risk before. So we really can't say it was a solution, it wasn't a solution, because they're already at risk. That's a group that was already at risk. So, I'm going to tell you there's a chance of myocarditis, but there really isn't a chance for myocarditis when you take the solution, because this group was already at risk. They're talking out to both sides of their neck. And this is why we need to pay attention to what's going on around us. Pay attention. I knew something was off at the very beginning of this thing, when all the paraphernalia was all done. When they had the little signs, the little please step here, 6 feet. And they had signs and posters, and you're like, what is going on? Like, how y'all have all this paraphernalia out already, and it's only been a couple days since you said let's slow the spread? How y'all have all the paraphernalia? Why are we talking about a solution and we don't even know what we're dealing with? But we're talking about a solution already and rushing it without testing. And not only are we rushing it, but we're going to make fun of you if you don't take it. We're going to shame you into taking the solution that hasn't been tested. And if that doesn't work, we're going to threaten you with your livelihood. Take away the means for you to provide for your families, to pay your bills, to have a normal life, to be able to go out in public and shop and go watch a movie and go enjoy a baseball game, a football game, or your kids' softball games, soccer games, or just get together in someone's backyard and have a barbecue. If you don't take the solution that hasn't been tested, then you are a pariah. I've heard some people even say, let's think about bringing people up on murder charges for recklessness if someone contracts C-19 from someone who didn't take the solution. There's a very popular radio host who flat out said, I don't care about their rights. I don't care about their rights. Make them take it. The leader, our fearless leader, said it's not about your rights. Are you kidding me? That's exactly what it's about. I'm telling you, people, there's something else. And this is not done. All the stuff is going to come out. The next pandemic, they're going to take it a step further. You might see something to the effect of what's going on in China. Locked in your house. Literally locked in your house, because we already got our comfy jail cells where we can get stuff delivered to us. We can be entertained. Our Ring doorbells are watching when we come and go. Oh, they already and so we've made our own jail cells without knowing we've made our own jail cells. It's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to say, you know what? Enough's enough. Not doing that anymore. And kudos to Ron Desantis. And this was a month ago. And a couple days ago, they said CDC is now saying, well, yeah, there could be a problem with the solution. But let me tell you this, it's only for 65 and older. Nothing else to see here from other people, suddenly dying. And then come out less than 36 hours later and say, oh no, there's nothing to see here. Thank you all for listening to the show. Thank you all for supporting the show. I do appreciate it. Remember, you can support the show. Just, send whatever you want. I don't even care. Honestly, I don't care. I'm coming up with a little rewards program. I'm coming up with maybe some t-shirts that are going to be out in a couple of months. I'm working on some things, but everything that you donate to the show goes back into the show, and I do appreciate it. At NP Media via Venmo. NP Media. You guys take care of yourselves. I am out of here.